Folks, we got another really unique property. It's down here at Ashdown. We got 6 broiler houses that'll hold about 14,000 chickens each. 4 of them are ready to dump chickens in right now. It's all sitting on 155 acres, most of it pasture land. Let's go take a look at this property. You know, there's several income opportunities on this property. One being, of course, raising chickens in the houses. Number 2 is cattle. Lots of pasture land for the cattle. The third opportunity is pecans. There's several mature pecan trees producing right now, with 65 new pecans coming online in 5 years. Okay, as far as the home goes, it's a very livable, double wide, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Needs a little TLC and needs a little cleaning up, but good, solid, livable structure. But folks, I can't stress enough, this property is priced so right. In fact, it's several $100,000 under appraisal. This property is one of them properties you got to take a close, hard look at. You know, these chicken houses are very well built. They're not that old, and you can drive down, of course, in between them. They all got the feed hoppers ready to dump feed in. Right here is a little 1-bedroom with a bath, a little cabin there that one of your ranch hands can stay in, or you just run an office out of that. For folks new to the business, here is the cooling systems here. You got the water that comes in here and just floats down here and helps keep the chickens cool during the hot summertime. They're insulated. They've got the big fans at the far ends of them. You got loading doors for pilgrims or whoever to come back in and load the birds right here. It's set up, it's a professionally run operation, and from what I understand, Pilgrims provides the chickens for the houses right now, and the feed. All you do is tend to them, and folks, every 49 days they turn the chickens over. That's how long it takes to grow a broiler chicken. But with this many houses, there's money to be made on this operation right here. There's another cooling vent on the other side of this, and when you pull that air through and go down the far end of the door, the big fans down there, it's a good situation for the chickens. Look at these big motors. I'm going to say those are 4-foot fans, and you got 3, 6 on the end, some more on the other end. And here in a minute, we're fixing to go over and look at that really nice stocked pond right there. There's a goose in it right now, but we'll talk about the pasture here in a minute. Okay, let's go inside one of the chickens' houses. This one here is empty, so we'll go in this one. As you can see, it's got new doors here to where the chicken trucks can come in and load chickens. But inside here is this up here. These red things up here. That's the automatic feeders. It's all set up on a computer outside here and programmed to certain areas with alarms and all that, letting you know what's going on. But it'll lower into the chickens down here and automatically fill that up with a little auger in there. It'll fill it up with feed from the outside bin out there. Now these other little bitty things up here that you see with the red nipples on them, that is the water system. Again, it's got a pulley system up there that lets it down, and those chickens peck that little knob on there, and they get the water. Again, everything is computerized nowadays. Okay, let's take a closer look at the way that this feed system works. It works about like any other feed system for cattle or chickens or deer or whatever, but you got the big bins here, and the feed is drove right through here into those little feeders by auger, and it's all set up. Let's look over here. It's all set up with a computer system, And from my understanding, they do need a little upgrading, but that's a minor cost considered of how many chickens you're able to produce on a property like this that's ready to start growing. Okay, we're out in front of the chicken houses, and you can see, let's get out right here, and these are them new pecan trees that they just planted. They're a couple of years old, and look here, they're starting to bud out. But there's 65 of them through here, right in front of this section of the broiler houses. There's Highway 32 out there. Ashdown sits right back over here, and Foreman is right back over there. But from what I understand, of course, I've dealt with a few pecan trees before. It takes 7 years to start producing pecan trees. These are over 2 years old. You'll have an instant cash crop starting in 5 years. Folks, the pecan business is huge when you got the land to put it on. And now while we're out here, let's talk about the pasture. You know, we got about 100 acres of pasture land that we can put these cattle on. And there's a few weeds out here that I see, but not many. You could dump cows on it. In fact, the owner's going to put a few cows just to keep it mowed down a little bit. But it's got Bermuda and Bahia grass out here, and I noticed a little clover. But knowing the cattle business like I do, this property, you can pencil out the payment running cattle. You can put 100 cows on here, or you can put about 70 mama cows. He's got it fenced off. He got a fence over there. Let them run there. Come out here in this big pasture. Transfer them over there in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Then you can run them through to another pasture over there to the east, back there. They can run there, then turn them out and let them finish up in the woodline area. There's lots of grasses in the woodline area. You can put them in there for a little while. You know, another thing to consider when you're a cattle guy, when you rotate your cows into a different pasture, you got to have water. This guy has thought of everything when he built this. You got a pond and you got water on every section that you're going to put them cows in. You know, another very important thing when I'm looking at a cattle ranch is how good the fences are, even in the back in the woods. And as you can see, we got a 5-strand barbed wire system here. This is the west side of the property, down deep in the woods. As you can see, we're going down the trail, and I like how he's got cleaned out to where you can check your fence lines all the time. And another thing that could be done here, hardwood prices are high, very high right now, and got a lot of hardwood. There's a few pine in there. You could come in here and select harvest a lot of that hardwood in here and pay for any improvements on the land. Lots of money sitting right there. You can see why this is the next people's property over here, but you can see why the deer love this area. It's a secluded place, but still, what I was telling you a while ago about grasses, you can see grasses way up in there, grasses here. I can see 2 weeks of running cattle back here, and they'll have plenty to eat, and then rotate them back around, and you just do that over and over. That's the way you make money on these cattle. You know, and just behind the chicken houses on the north side is a really huge pond. I'm going to say the pond is upwards of 2 acres. It's stocked, got a lot of fish in it. It's deep, but look here, got a really nice iron bridge going out here over the water where you can fish and enjoy a recreational outing with the kids or family. But there's the other pasture over there. Of course, the chicken houses are here. But and over here, it's got some handling chutes for the cattle, but it takes somebody out here that with a little welder that could come in here. And I notice it's a rundown. It needs some work, but you know what? There's good panels there. You could make a good loading chute for the cattle. And of course, if you've got 100 cows, you're going to have a place to work them. You worm them, spray them. You know, you got to have a place like that. He's got it fenced off, and you come through the gates up here, and you can run right into that. But it does need a little work. But the potential, and the way this thing's priced, folks, is priced right. We'll get to that here in a little bit. You know, another thing that you got to consider when you're operating chickens is that you got to have a place to put all the crap. Well, brand new crap handling facility right here. Concrete floor, wood side here where you can stack it up, because the worst thing you want is for all that chicken mess to get wet. Use this on your pasture. You sell it. You know, of course, chicken fertilizer is some of the best fertilizer available in the market. Brand new facility right here by the chicken houses. And right next to the crap storage area is a hay barn. Really nice, big hay barn. I'm gonna guess that thing is, oh my gosh, 50 foot long, 50 foot wide, maybe 60 foot long. I'll get the correct dimensions on it, but lots of area to store tractor, equipment, or hay. Okay, folks, the property is 155 acres. You could run 100 cows on this property. If you put a pencil to it, that will pay the note on the land. Now, you got 6 broiler houses. 4 are ready to put chickens in with a few minor adjustments to the computer system, and the other 2 need a little bit of work done on them. You got a 3-bedroom house behind me, livable. You got a cabin. You got ponds. You got 65 new pecan trees. You got old pecan trees behind me here, an income there. There's so much potential on this property, and again, I can't stress enough, it's under appraisal. It's ready to sell right now. If you want a private showing, give me a call.